Hey guys, welcome back. This is Sierra, your host with Boss and Biz and Beauty Podcast. This podcast is for all the mom bosses, boss babes, entrepreneurs, all of those creatives and artists out there in the industry. And I have Chastity here on the podcast. I'm super excited to have her on. We had a couple reschedules. You know, we are busy mompreneurs over here. So I'm so happy that she's finally made it. We definitely have had a couple of work situations, and I'm super happy to have you.
Happy to be here. Hi, guys.
So I'm gonna let her introduce herself because she's fab, and yeah, we'll get into it.
Hi, guys. I'm Chastity. I do not like talking about myself.
Come on, baby.
Actress, fashion designer, mompreneur all around. Mom of 3 girls, wifey. And that's it.
Yeah, girl. That's what do you mean? That's it. That's enough.
You're right. You're right. That
you
is
said mom and wife. That's a whole nother. That's a whole thing. So as I was telling you guys, we have done a couple projects together as she is a fashion designer, and which, by the way, I was super excited to meet you that day because I had actually been following you for years before. And I think when was the year that you did Project Runway?
2021.
Okay, so I was in Vegas and I remember seeing you and I was like, oh my God, look at her. And so like, how was that experience for you?
Oh, different.
Yes.
And I'm going to say a positive way. I learned a lot about myself as a designer, as a person, because it's almost like you're put into like, oh Lord, I don't want to say the Hunger Games, but almost.
Hey girl.
I mean, I feel like for all of the designers, it's like fight or flight. But I really connected with, I feel like almost every designer on the show. I mean, we came out of quarantine.
Yes.
So imagine just being in the house for however long we were in the house for, and then you know the world starts to open back up. As a creative, you're not really able to create. You can't go out and get fabric.
Right.
So when we got to Project Runway, it became like a small competitive family.
Right.
I learned a lot about myself as the designer with all of the feedback from the judges, guest judges, even my peers. We definitely poured into each other. And even though it could only be one winner, we all wanted to see each other succeed. Yeah. So I do keep in touch with a few of them still now.
Oh, that's
today.
awesome. Yeah, I feel like those type of just when you're building with people, and I mean also too, obviously you're there for yourself and do your thing. It just really is one of those, I'm sure, like full circle moments. Just you know, for everything that you've been working for and doing, finally getting to really get and showcase your work. And like you said, it was something that was building character, where you learned more about yourself. I mean, with other people coming from different backgrounds. And I think that's just the industry in general, when you're working with other people. So I'm glad to have seen, just you doing your thing and putting on for us Black women, because it's hard out there for us. We definitely have to work 10 times harder to get that recognition. So it's
that is 100% true.
And so it's just really nice to see other just women doing it and just doing good work. So definitely, like, even though runner up, I mean, girl, in my eyes, you still won because you went out there and you did your thing. You're still doing your thing. Even just the first time we worked together, your aura and energy was just so genuine and soft and playful.
Thanks.
So I really love that, because I do feel like a lot of people, when of course, you're moving up on that ladder and just like people start to change a little bit. And it's just like, I like to see people who are still humble and just wanting to do good work and be a good person, because it changes you.
Yeah, I have experienced that with a few people in the industry. I always promised myself, even going on Project Runway, I was like, okay, I am very much an introvert unless you know me.
Yeah.
And I said, when I get on this show, I'm going to be as loud, country, just be myself
Right.
because I don't know anybody. So
Right.
me putting on a whole different personality was going to be too much work.
Right.
They're going to either love me or hate me. And
Mm-hmm.
I found a lot of my twin flames on the show because I'm like, oh, all of y'all are silly. Oh, we all going to bust into a random song. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people say that, like, oh my gosh, you've achieved this. And when I met you, you're just so down to earth. And I'm just like, I don't get the people who do, when they climb that ladder, their hair goes up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't mind popping my stuff because my resume allows me to.
Okay.
But I am the type of person that what God has given me, he can also take away. So if I abuse my craft,
I love that.
I can just lose it.
Yeah.
And I love my craft too much. And I also feel like with what I do, for example, like with proms, weddings, I get to connect and pour into my clients too, and vice versa. I've had people pray for me.
Yeah.
We pray together, and I love that. Even doing photo shoots, I get to connect with other like-minded individuals. Crystal and I'm like, girl, you stay in my head with the creative ideas.
I love Crystal. Crystal, hey girl.
Hey, Crystal, girl. I feel like when you have a creative purpose, there's no way you should be big-headed. Right. Now, being confident and knowing who you are is different from being uptight, arrogant, and standoffish.
Right. Correct.
And I feel like a lot of people, they could know the difference between the two. They just choose not to. But I'm just not that person. If you don't know who I am not about to come up and be like, oh, have you seen me somewhere? Or do you not?
Right.
I'll go to a fashion show and be in the corner, speak. And if you don't know that I've been on this, that, and the other, I'm not about to come sit down, have a conversation with me. That's what it is.
And I love that because I think, us being in Houston is very big, but also very small.
Child. That's another conversation for another day because of what I have experienced.
Girl, okay. So it's a very small, you just never know who's going to be in that room, you guys. So it really is. And I think that's one of the things when I do collabs and things like that, I like to remain pretty exclusive because it's like, I'm not for everybody. And I feel like not everybody is deserving of you. Even just the access of you too. And that's just something that I've learned because people are there for the clout. People are there for different reasons. And it's just like, I like to know that it's genuine. I like to know that there's intention, there's purpose. That's important to me.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
It really is. And I think me being a military brat, I'm just always have been like that because I just never knew like, I just kind of grew up having to move around. I would connect with people, have to like leave. So it just like for me, like having those real close ones were like important to me because I'm like, dang, I don't know when my time is up, y'all. It's just, it is what it is.
Right.
So that's something that I've carried on. And honestly, it works better that way. Like,
no, it does.
It's keeping it small. Like I'd say all the time, I call myself a popular loner because I know a lot of people and a lot of people know of me, but girl, I don't be outside.
Popular
loner.
Because I will pick staying in the house on my sewing machine or reading a script any day over being outside.
Absolutely. So if y'all see me out in them streets, there's a purpose and there's intention, okay? That's the only time you're gonna see me. Now if I'm outside, that might be my one night for the month, but outside of that, a girl be here doing her thing. So, but I'm really glad to hear that. And so with fashion design, what kind of got you started? Like, when did you start?
So I've always been into fashion. Ever since I was a little girl, when we had Barbies, and I tell this story so much, but it never gets old. I love telling it because I have 3 girls, so I have bought my fair share of, and now they have OMG girl dolls and Rainbow High and all of this stuff. When I had Barbies, they didn't have a lot of fashion options.
That's true. I remember that.
If you are of the Black community, and you are a girl, I'm pretty sure your mom put those ruffle socks on when you had to go to church. So I had a lot of those growing up, and she kept them. I had some socks that had beads on them too, like around the ankle part. So for my Barbies, I would cut the bottom part off and slide it up almost like a tube dress. And I would have other little crafts. So I would take Elmer's glue and just glue it to, or safety pin things. And that's when I started playing around with little materials.
Right.
Now, I love to sketch, and I would do that. I would sketch out outfits and things like that. Now, fast forward to after I gave birth to my oldest daughter, who will be 16 next week.
Hey, when's her birthday?
March 26th.
Stop playing.
What?
That's my birthday. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, wait, hold up.
That is so funny.
That's not a coincidence. See, connections, y'all.
That is a connection, baby.
Connection.
Yes.
That is so funny.
No, that is funny.
Girl.
We were just talking about this earlier.
That is so funny.
I didn't tell her the day, but yeah, so.
Okay, twin.
I gotta tell her.
That is cute.
After giving birth to her, I knew I was not meant, and this is not for everybody, to work in like a corporate world or what, we refer to as a 9-to-5, no matter what that may be.
Right.
And I've had my fair share of jobs. I have worked a lot of places, and I also did not last more than probably 2 months, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And I just honestly stepped out on faith. Now, didn't know how to sew. Started going to YouTube University, and having a mom, and I really commend my mom now at my big age, because, as a mom now, we want the best for our kids. She bought me my first sewing machine and my first mannequin after I told her I wanted to sew. And she was just like, how are you going to do this? And what's your plan B? Baby, I don't, no pun intended. I don't have a plan B. Okay. Well, this is a grown podcast.
Oh yeah, girl, yes. Please, yes. All the grown and sexy over here.
So I just taught myself over and over and over. Just kept practicing, watching YouTube videos.
Yeah. So you're self-taught.
Very much so.
Oh.
Yes.
You have, girl, I would have not known that.
Really?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely. I thought you had, at least did a couple courses or something.
I would have loved to, but that was just being a young mom.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to like the Art Institute of Houston or HCC. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but I didn't want to give up on that dream.
Correct.
And that also came from losing my father at the age of 12. He was a big dreamer. He couldn't go after his things, and what he wanted to accomplish, because God called him home.
Right.
So I was like, in this life that God has given me, I'm going to make sure I accomplish, achieve, and use my passions to, just put out into the world, put out my art. So that's how I got started. And I love it. I love taking things from paper to muslin to creating a whole work of art.
Y'all, I'm gonna have to try to put a couple of snippets of like the work, because I mean we've done a couple things together, but
we
so
have
some things y'all ain't been seen yet, okay? And I like, girl, you like when I say like I love just your eye for things, like, because I'm a very detail oriented person too, and like when I like to step out and do fashion shows, I like to step out, and so this one right here, she the one, okay? So if y'all got that special event proms coming up, hit your girl up, okay?
I'm booked for prom, y'all.
Yes, okay, she booked. Okay, next year, 2026.
Yes,
2026, she got you.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. And I mean, self-taught is amazing. I think anyone who can really teach themselves and dedicate themselves, research, trial and error, I'm sure you went through a lot.
Yes.
What was the hardest thing that you think that you kind of had to learn, whether it was the business side of things or the creating process for you?
Oh, and this is what a lot of my friends that came off of Project Runway, we talk about, even designer friends here. It's the business side, because as an artist, as a creator, you just want to create. So when you actually turn that into a business, that was also trial and error over the years, learning how to develop the business side. And sometimes it can be a headache. Sometimes you're going to fall and hit your head hard with certain clients. And there's been times where I was just like, I give up. I can't do this no more. I would call my best friend, my sister, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the worst experience. But it's all learning lessons, and I also had to learn to give myself grace.
Yes. I love that. I love that word. Just
grace. Baby, grace in all aspects of life, but grace when you are, an entrepreneur learning, because I can't say there is no handbook, because but certain experiences are unique to yourself, and you take the good, learn from the bad, and just move forward.
Yeah, and I love that she said that, because I do feel like any business, there's slow season, there's busy season, and sometimes we gonna be twiddling them thumbs trying to figure out if we made the right choice some days, but I think the love and the passion goes so much deeper. I feel like it is those clients, our community that we're involved in, that really keeps us going. And I feel like as creatives, it really is what we truly love to do, and when we're not doing that, we be sick, y'all. We be sick.
Sick, man.
And it's just, I cannot explain the feeling. It's just that, when you see something in your head, and I know for me, having ADHD, like my brain is just.
I have ADHD.
You do too?
Oh my God.
And
yes.
so so our brains are a little different. Yeah. Like just now, I probably thought about 5 different things to just talk about.
I did too.
So I'm just like.
My head was at HEB while talking. So.
So I just think that, for a person like myself, it's always things are firing. So if I'm not getting them out or writing them down, girl, I be going crazy. I really do.
That's how it is.
It is.
Especially as a creator.
Girl. So it really is nice to just be able to have that outlet. And I think, being able to work with other people, collaborating is really nice. I don't feel like I collaborate with everyone. I feel like I was having this conversation earlier, but just remaining exclusive is important to me, because it's just not everybody has the same intention, that, same values, same morals. And I think everyone is here for different reasons. And that's totally okay. But I got my discernment, and I'm going to stay over here, and I'm going to love you over there.
That is true.
And so what do you think as far as the business side of things? You were saying that was kind of a little bit more challenging. Have you kind of got to a space where you're kind of getting it a little bit more, or is it like a constant having to kind of go back to the drawing board for you?
No, I'm definitely kind of getting it. Getting it, period, because over the years you learn things, pick up new things from certain experiences. This is true. You start to create business boundaries. Yeah. Where
y'all heard that
the
one?
Discernment, not all money is good money. When you pick up something on a client and you feel like, ooh, they might be a problem down the road, that money ain't worth it.
It really ain't.
But yeah, I've learned business boundaries. I like to serve people. So with fashion design, it is an act of service, because I'm creating a special moment or a memory for a client. But the business, I make sure that I am staying sane. Yeah. Because also I feel like people on the outside looking in look at you as a business sometimes and not as a human. Yes. Which kind of, I can't even say it's a good or a bad thing, because as a business you have to operate as such, right? But also you just be like, but I have feelings, girl. You don't have to go cry in that shower and then come do your job. But that has taught me, again, boundaries. And it's okay to have boundaries, like you said, the discernment, who you're going to work with, who you're not going to work with, even outside of clients, collaborating with people. If I feel like you're not operating in a space of good intentions, we can't work together.
And I think that's really a big thing, though, because it's the power of manifestation, y'all, the power of attraction. It's such, I truly live in that, but I truly 100%. Believe in that too, because I didn't get this far doing, crazy stuff and doing stuff out of, character. I got here with genuineness, hard work, professionalism, love, because it's like, I'm not here. I want to see everybody win. Right. And I think that's been a hot topic of the podcast this season is, collaboration over competition, because that's a lot of what we see, especially like in the beauty industry. I think that is just something that I wish that we could fix a little bit more when it comes to that.
The competition part. What are we competing against?
Girl. You know, these are for the people that are probably not secure within themselves. That's what I see a lot of. I think it's one of those things like when you know you're good at what you're doing and you're putting in the work, because I feel like the people who are in competition, they're usually doing this. They're usually got their hand out like this. Like, what can you do for me? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they're not putting in the work. So it's just like if you're expecting to come over here because you see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You could come over here and see what I'm doing, but you gonna have to put in some work too.
Right,
like we ain't just here to just reap off of each other or leech off of each other. We're here to work together.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So that's what in my 10 years of professionally doing this, that's what I see a lot of, if not for anything. But then I do feel like, you know, when you have a good head on your shoulders, obviously it's just one of those things. It's like people see the light in you, you know, like I see the light in you when I met you. And I think it's one of those things that that people want that, but it's just like it takes work to get there. Like it takes working on ourselves, working on our business, working when things are, you know, not where they need to be.
See, a lot of people don't see that.
No, they don't see the blood, sweat, and the tears.
A lot of people don't see that.
They don't.
And full transparency moment, me coming into the industry and when I was new into design, looking at people who were more established, not like the, you know, Olivier's or Tom Ford's, but like people who were established. And I would say, well, why am I not there too?
Right.
Why can I feel like I'm talented enough. There is so much that you can learn in your waiting stage. This is when you're supposed to be building up. I tried out for Project Runway 2 times before I got on my season. If I would have gotten on one, I can't even remember which seasons they were. I was not ready. Yeah. And because I was not picked, I was so hard on myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, what do they not see? What do they not like about my work? God was like, girl, you still need to develop your skills before you get on this show. Right. And I feel like I have been told no so many times, even in Houston. Yeah. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but I'm okay with it because I know what I can bring to the table and I know how creative I am. Now, when it was almost like me trying to prove who I was and have people see me. Yeah. I didn't need to have people see me. I needed to see myself. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, and I feel like social media, I'm really hoping, because I'm starting to see a lot of like influencers, creative influencers share their personal journeys of behind the scenes, which I am going to slowly try to do. I hate talking to people, but it's just,
well, maybe this is a little kickstart for you.
It is a kickstart because I want people out there to know, like, don't compare your step 1 to somebody's step 20. Yeah, true. Yep. There's I'm not gonna say that either, but I would just say I have been told no, and the door has been shut in my face so freaking much. I was told I wasn't talented enough. Yeah. I was told I needed to go to school. I had someone well off in the industry in Houston look at my portfolio and hand it back to me because I wasn't in school. And that, you know, that's mentally going to take a toll on you as a creative. You're going to think you're not good enough. And then you just have to sit with yourself and be like, I don't need the approval from none of these people. But I've never shared that or put that out there. Yeah. So now when I pop out and I'm doing good, or people want to interview me and I'm posting the good, I feel like other aspiring designers or creative are probably comparing themselves just as I did. I don't know what that designer's journey was to get to where they got. Yeah. And when I had to sit in it, I've literally been told by a fashion designer friend a few years ago, people at a certain school didn't like me because they didn't, and this was before Project Runway, didn't like me because I was self-taught. And I'm like,
it's like, what did
I do?
But I don't know. But I mean, to me, to do what it is that you're doing, being self-taught, I feel like that is, I kind of would appreciate that more than someone that paid to go to school. Me personally, because that shows driven dedication. You didn't have to, no one's telling you to do these things. You did that,
Yeah, I can see that. And I can see how to someone else on the outside who does have training might look at that as like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm looking at people who do have training like, oh my gosh, you were taught this technique and you got to perfect it. Whereas I had to trial and error.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they had trial and error, but theirs wasn't as great as mine.
Right.
But I like learning that and hearing all of these negative things. I just had to kill the noise, not compare myself, and learn to wait. Even where I'm at now, of course, there's somewhere else I want to go.
Right.
And I've learned to be so celebratory of other people's success. Like, you go, sis, you go, bro. Like, and I know that when it's time for me, it'll be time for me. And I'm hoping that when people start sharing their experiences of mistakes or trials, then other people will understand and be like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you went through that.
Yeah.
I had a family member reach out after one of my episodes of Project Runway where I talked about suicide. I had a family member DM me and say, I had no idea you were going through that, because from social media, it looks like you have everything going for yourself. Of course it does. You think I'm going to put out there, oh my gosh, today I just wanted to jump off of a cliff, you guys. Right. How about you? Like, no one does that. But I feel like if we can let go of this facade and start being more open, we can build a community and elevate together with the right people.
Yes, that's part with the right people. And I think that is, it really is one of those things that, I think social media is just one of those things where everyone could put a mask on. Like, everyone is living their Instagram life, and then everybody's living their real life. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I am really big on behind the scenes and creating, because I love content creation. And I mean, I dabble in a lot, you guys, but content creation I do love, because it really is behind the scenes where all the work, when y'all see the final product, I like to show what was happening to get that final product, because there's so much that goes on set. I think I've been in fashion shows. That's actually how I started my career. I was in fashion shows and publication work. So that's kind of when I've seen it all. Okay. I've seen it all, and I will continue to see it all, because every fashion show is different. Every person is different. Every experience is different. But those 10 years, I learned a lot. And I think that's what has really gotten me where I'm at, because if you work a fashion show, and y'all get back to me and y'all let me know how that went, because it is chaos, you guys, and I love it. I love chaos. We like organized chaos, but chaos, I'm
some
here
of them
for
shows
it.
ain't organized chaos, baby. You gonna the whole coordinator can have everything organized. When that show start, you will have models running everywhere.
Like, lashes
but
hanging.
I do love it. Oh yeah, I do love it. I love the rush. Lashes hanging.
It really is though, and so I really do. I think that's one of just my big reasons why I do like to do a lot of BTS, because it really is that I not only want people to see, but also to just create more of showcasing the people who do the work, you know? A lot of the times when you do fashion shows, there's not a lot of recognition to the team that put everything together. So it's just really just one of those things. I love giving credit where it's due. I think people put time, they put effort, they put their time, money sometimes. And so I just really feel like, if not for anything, just give credit, that's all we want. That's all we need. I mean, we're not asking for the most situation, but I feel like when somebody's putting time and money into something, I think the least we could do is show our appreciation. And so with, even just what you were explaining, just about you wanting to start showing more of the personal side of you, I think every person, I don't promote this a lot, but I do mentor a few businesses where I kind of help them, get their branding, or should I say storytelling So just kind of like their self-branding. And I think that was something I had to go through at one point. I was just posting my work, doing nothing but posting my work, nothing about myself. And then I would start to post a little bit about me, and that content would do really good. I'm like, oh, y'all want to see me? Oh,
because what? Now you're selling the person.
Exactly.
But see, that's how times have changed now, especially on social media. We could go viral from just posting work, right? But now people want to see the face behind the brand.
Yes, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I feel like there's been a few situations where I would get clients, and of course I will always ask them like, how did you find me, all that good stuff, because I want to know how you found me. Is my marketing doing good? What's good? And so there would be a couple of clients that are like, there's a couple artists that I was deciding between, and I chose you, and I'm thinking it's because of my work. I mean, of course, right? Girl, no. She's like, I just love your vibe. And I'm just like, dang, so you hired me because of my vibe and not, I mean, obviously they like the work too, but it really goes hand in hand. It's like, yes, they see the talent. Obviously they reached out because they like it, but it's like sometimes the end all be all is the type of person that they are looking at. And I think that is where I'm like, oh, okay, that was an eye opener to me, to be honest.
Your vibe will get you booked.
Yes. And so yes, guys, I think it is just one of those things that, if you are a business owner and, you're, hiding behind the scenes, it's okay. It's scary out there because the trolls is out there waiting for you.
It's okay to pop out.
But yes, definitely have to get out there, express yourself. And, some people are, can be private and want that, which is okay. I don't think when people say, show more of yourself, is like tell your whole life, it's just like, do the things that are important to you. So for me, I mean, I like things like nature. I like to paint. I'm a mom. I don't really post my kids online a lot, but it is one of those things like you can always find something to relate to with your audience that can relate to you. Even if it's just like you doing your work, maybe it's something that, you haven't shown where you're doing something to create a product. Like it doesn't have to be anything like extreme. People are nosy, y'all. They just want to see what you're doing. That's it.
This is true. I am one of those people, especially on TikTok. Give me a story time, child.
And so I know, and I know you have 3 kids. So how is that when everything that you're doing? Like, how do you juggle being a mom, a wife? Like, because
my head is in a fog half the time. No, but the juggle. I am still currently just trying to find the balance. And I feel like there's beauty in that because when I first started fashion design, my oldest daughter was 1 or going on 1, I believe. Now she's about to be 16. And then I have a 10-year-old and then I have a 1-year-old. And they all each require a different version of mom.
Yeah.
And now when I find myself now, I don't have to show up to everything if it's not worth me making connections for.
That's true.
If I have to go out of town for a job, especially for example with Project Runway, my girls were a bit younger and it did take a toll on them emotionally, me being absent. But I expressed to them in a way about going after your dreams and let them know the real. It's not easy.
Yeah.
There are going to be times where you struggle, you cry. Yep. There are going to be times where you're going to be away from your family to achieve a goal that you want to get to.
Yeah.
So I have open conversation. My 1-year-old probably could care less. Like, she just, okay, bye mom, make sure my snacks are packed. But my 2 oldest, I do have open conversation with them.
That's good.
And they often tell me that they're proud and they want to see me do X, Y, and Z. I don't even know if I got asked to be on a show that I turned down.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I probably would have done it if it was a different date.
Yeah.
I probably would have done it. And I expressed to them. I talked to them about it just in case that question came back around where the producers were like, hey. They both were like, oh mom, why didn't you do it? Or you should do it. But I think that balance is being open with your kids at a certain age.
Yeah.
And letting them know about dreams, letting them know that, because of course Disney's gonna paint, oh my gosh, everything is fairy tales and rainbows.
Yeah,
no,
girl.
it ain't.
Hello.
No, it ain't. Project Runway was definitely a dream of mine. But baby, I I cried almost every episode, whether I won, lost, or was safe. Right. It was just stressful, but it was to get to a goal. Mm-hmm. And with being a wife, I have a husband that does support and knows who he married. He has been approached and saying, "You're Chastity Sorrell's husband." Oh, okay. He has a name, but I love the fact that he does not mind that. Right. But he's very supportive. And when it comes to, I have a great village when it comes to the girls, which in family you should, especially if you have kids. Yes, but just trying to make sure that as a wife and a mom, of course, needs have to be met, but you also have to take care of yourself because as the queen of the house, baby, if the queen, if the queen is not okay, that house crumbles. So absolutely. I'm also getting into more self-care. And
yes, we talk about that a lot here.
I am embarrassed to say at one point, if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't know what that looks like. Because I work with my hands, I don't get acrylics. Yeah. And when I did go get acrylics one time, what you mean I'm about to pay $110? I ain't used to this. That's about to lift up in a week and a half. So I give me some good old press-ons when I self-care, taking care of skin, getting into that, a nice bubble bath every once in a while.
Chelsea, I'm proud of you. Like,
just to nurture.
I love that.
Because I am... But being in the service industry, I just naturally want to be there, take care of others. Yeah. Being a mom, baby, I can literally have the flu and COVID at the same time. I'm in that kitchen. My husband can cook, but I don't trust him to make it like I do. So I'm about to get up. I'm about to get up. I can't help it. But knowing that it's okay to take a rest and not feel guilty for it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of moms, women in general, even if you're not a mom, can I curse?
Yeah, girl.
Sit your ass down.
You heard her. You heard her.
Take a break.
Girl.
I will get a pedicure. I will go get a foot massage. Yes. Book a massage. Book a spa day. Because I feel like the older we get, especially raising children, I feel like the older generation, when they became parents, they gave up on their dreams. Yeah. I'm not that parent. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of parents who are not like, especially moms. Right. Being a mompreneur and still taking care of home can be done. Yeah. You just have to find the balance. Yeah. So me just constantly just making sure that the balance is great. I get feedback from my kids. I literally do check-ins with my girls. How can mommy improve?
I love that. See, this is why I love her, because like you're literally speaking, like you literally are speaking to her. I do the same thing with my kids and checking, because I grew up thinking that, being a military brat, like everything was never like that. I think in that field, they are kind of trained to kind of like not be so emotional when it comes to certain things. So I think not that, there wasn't love in the house, but it just, they were not really always open about things, the realness of things. So like when I'm getting out and I'm like, what is going on? Like this, what's going on? And I felt like, I know as parents, they do try to make sure that we didn't have to worry about things, but kids see. Kids feel, and I feel like those check-ins, and even just I feel like I just had this conversation with my son. I'm like, what can I do better? Because there's those times where you're out there, you're sacrificing, you're doing the work, and sometimes you kind of have that guilt, like am I like showing up as much? Am I being neglectful? Yeah. Because you're just so on the go. But those check-ins, I think is not only good for you, but for them too, because they see that you see them.
Yeah. And I feel like with your children, times have changed. For when I was growing up, I can be outside, walk around the corner, walk up and down the street, and not worry about, we're not going to pretend that kidnapping and all that did not happen growing up. Correct. But for some reason, And I didn't have a cell phone as a kid. We didn't really have to worry about it, and neither did our parents. Now, baby, I'm tracking that phone. You 2 minutes late coming into the house. I'm down the street because
it's so true though. It really has.
They have phones now. there's games where there are predators hacking into stuff. So, and then the pressure of when they get on social media, you know, comparing themselves to this person, that person.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mental health is important with young. And it was important at our age too, but you know, I feel like we grew up with parents who did not talk about therapy, especially if you're in the Black community. Didn't talk about therapy. It's if you don't have no bills, you don't have nothing to worry about. No, you still do have emotions. So I do check in with my girls. I try to check in with my 1-year-old, but she just want to watch Miss Rachel and Gracie's Corner. But my oldest is in high school. Yeah. What's going on there? How are we doing? My second oldest, I try my best not to refer to her as the middle child because you know that stigma. I make sure I'm checking in with her. I will ask her, you know, are mommy and daddy being attentive? Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. When she wants to, and I have to make sure I'm paying attention to my girls because they communicate in different ways. Yeah. If my second oldest wants to just spend time, she'll just random, Mom, can I come do your makeup? Or go to the our game cupboard or get the Uno cards. And I listen to a lot of like audiobooks on parenting. Just so I can improve. And there's like TikTok moms or therapists that talk about that type of thing. If they're coming to spend, it's almost like it's anxiety or I kind of had a good day, but not really. I need some parent time. Right. So that's something that I make sure that instead of being like, oh, later, I'm like, okay, this is her communicating without her words saying, I just want to cuddle or spend time or be in your presence. Yeah. Let me bust your behind in Uno right. Let me go ahead and do that. But it's all just learning. Yeah. So in this stage in my life, it's just still finding the balance to create and do what I love, but also making sure I'm taking care of home. And that's so important too. I think, you know, when it comes to the kids as well, I think that we are living in a day and age where there's, you know, there is a lot of mental and suicide is on the rise with these young kids and the bullying. So there's definitely a lot of things where I feel that we just really don't know what our kids are going in. If you're not checking in, it's not to say you're a bad parent, but it is one of those things to definitely take some, you know, intentional time with them because they are, you know, they're out there. They're out there experiencing life. They're out there, you know, just trying to figure it out because like, as we all did, you know, we all were trying to get out there and figure it out. But I do feel like when we are not, you know, just doing those check-ins, you just never know what's really going on. Yeah, you really don't. No, that is true. And it's just like, don't get me wrong. Check-ins, check phones. Yes, that's what that was what I'm getting ready to get to because you never know. Okay, I be scared to like. I'm like, oh Lord, I gotta check it. One time, she's like, I'll make sure my oldest. No, I did tell her. I snuck in her room to get her phone, and here come her daddy coming right behind me. I'm like, get out. And my oldest daughter is the lightest sleeper. My second oldest can sleep through a hurricane, tornado, thunder, lightning, whatever. That is too funny. I literally a pin drop in my oldest room, but see, she sleeps with a fan on, so the fan sound kind of drowned it out. So I was going in there. I tried to build trust. But that goes to a certain extent because I'm still going to check that phone. Yeah. But it was like we were like teenagers sneaking. We had to run out of the room. I'm like, okay, I just got to go through these messages. Okay, this is okay. But you have to because they're exposed to so much more now. Yes, absolutely. So making sure you are giving that time. Even if they say, oh, Mom, today was great. I'm fine. Yeah. And my oldest, because she is a teenager, I remember I wanted to be in my room, don't bother me. But I randomly go in there, sit on that bed and be like, what's up? What you doing? What we doing today? What are we doing today? She's like, Mom, oh my gosh, what are you No, I'm not ready for that time. I like that my kids be all over me. I'm lame. I literally was shopping in Marshall's last week with my oldest, and I said, I was like buying stuff for the youngest baby, and a girl and her son came up, and all I heard was the big ass like, and I looked and I was like, okay, she recognized me, and I always am like, hey, if you see me and you recognize me, whatever you do, but I'm too goofy to be called a celebrity. I swear. Her reaction, I gasped with her. She's like, you're from that show on Netflix. I was like, yeah, girl, yeah. And my oldest was like, Mom, why are you so loud? And I was just like, you really think I'm lame? Like, that's fine. We're gonna keep that.
That is so funny.
Whatever.
I really do love that because, I think even just in the Black community, there's just not a lot of that, just hearing that people are checking in with their kids, are attentive. I feel like people give their kids the phone and they're like, do your thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a little guilty for letting my, son be on the phone a little bit. We definitely got a time on here. It's like after that time is ran out, after your little 5 hours, that's it. That's it. But I do think that is a very important thing. And as busy as that you are, girl, like I really commend you for that because we can get so just slipped up in our work, and sometimes it's gonna be like that. It is like, you're gonna have more time than you have in other situations, but it is really good that you're creating that foundation for your kids. They're seeing you doing your thing and still coming home and giving them that. So girl,
it ain't easy.
Come on now. Come on. Y'all. And I love that, self-care is part of your regimen. That is a thing that we talk about here a lot, is mindfulness and self-care, because we do so much. And you made a really good, there was something that you said, you were saying not feeling guilty about resting. That was me for a long time. Yeah. Okay. And I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Okay. I'm not quite there sometimes, but I'm doing better. But that is a really good, just a really good thing to really just, I feel like to know.
Schedule it. You're gonna have to schedule
you do.
Sit down.
My therapist told me that, girl. I think that was the thing that kind of got me more into, just not feeling guilty about resting. Is like, my therapist asked me, she was like, what do you do to decompress? And girl, at this particular time,
it was just like, decompress, what's that?
Girl, I did not give this woman, actually I did give her an answer. I told her taking a shower. And she was like, that is a necessity.
Yeah.
So
that don't count.
I'm so thankful for therapy. I was doing therapy for a few years, and not anything particular, no mental health issues or anything. ADHD is what I was kind of just trying to manage, I think, all the things. So she was kind of like my board of director, she's like, okay, what do you want to talk about today? And I think me living in Vegas, not really having that family and friend kind of thing, being an entrepreneur, so you're really to yourself a lot. It really was nice to have that check-in with her, but also learning about myself, doing things that were going to be beneficial to myself and my business. And after learning about the word decompressing and what that looked like, I felt like that changed my life. Self-care has always been big for me, and I think my mother has probably scared self-care into me, because I seen that woman. No.
Oh, not in that way.
No. I seen this woman work herself to the bone and did not do anything for herself.
But see, that's how you create generational trauma.
Yeah.
And I feel like our generation is breaking that by going to therapy.
Yes.
And letting everyone in our community know that going to therapy doesn't mean you're crazy. Going to therapy, talking to a therapist, to me is partially a form of self-care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Decompressing with somebody who is licensed to kind of navigate you in a way, or even confirm you're not crazy for wanting to sit down. And I can only speak to the Black woman experience. We do take on a lot.
Yes,
we do put everybody's emotions on our shoulders, and ours is the last. And at the end of the day, sometimes you don't feel like doing shit. You go to sleep and don't do nothing for yourself. So trying to make time for that is imperative, because if you're not good for you, you're not gonna be good for anybody else. And then that's how you do burn out.
Yeah, girl. And it's not a good feeling. I feel like I already burn out from my brain. I don't need to be burnt out by everything else.
Yeah.
That's why I need all my 8 hours of sleep. Because it ain't physical, baby. It's mental.
Baby, the sleep.
My brain gotta rest.
No, yeah, absolutely. That definitely has to be a part of every creative, even if you're not a creative. Self-care is important, whether it's getting up to meditate, something that's small. Start off small if you don't want to just like do an hour a day. Yes. I don't even know if I do an hour a day. Maybe it's
so what do I do?
Maybe that's me telling myself, girl, do an hour a day. Yes. But it makes me feel good that I can sit down And I try, it's the ADHD child. I can't turn my brain off. I'm like, I said, okay, what else do I need
yes.
to do? Okay, I got to fold those clothes over there. Ooh, shoot, I got to cut out that pattern right there.
Yep.
But no, I will literally sit down, shut down, turn on my favorite show, and just chill out.
Yeah. And so you do better than me because I got to tell myself all the time I should sit down and watch TV like a normal person because I don't.
Oh, no, that's not all the time. I have headphones in and my show probably is on
like
my,
background
on my laptop,
noise.
Like background noise while I'm working. Every now and then I'll pop my head up like, oh, what's going on? Then I have to rewind it because I was cutting some fabric. And yeah.
And you know, something that helped me where my therapist actually gave me this kind of piece of advice. So, because sometimes it's hard for me to sit down. Okay. She said to set a timer on your phone. So set a timer for that hour, that 30 minutes, however long that you need. And you don't do anything. Yes. You don't do anything until that alarm goes off. Like whether it's you need to clean, whether it's you need to sit down, whether it's like, okay, we're going to do this. Like try to set yourself on a timer. Girl, I be having 12 alarms I go off on this phone every day. Man. Because I have no sense of time, right? If I 4 o'clock, okay, that's halfway through the day. Let's start getting the second half of the day going. So for me, you have to see what works too, because I know for me, like I said, no sense of time. So alarms are going off. Yeah. It keeps me on task, and sometimes it's hard. For us ADHD people, it takes us a little bit more preparation to get the things that we need done.
That's true.
And so I've been learning a lot about that. And speaking of laundry, that's got a whole mountain up there.
I just don't understand why it don't fold itself. No. Like, after it come out the drawer, I'd be like, man.
Yes, look, hey.
Do we don't want to shove all this in the drawer?
Because I could wash clothes all day, but they will sit there. Sometimes I can fold them all the time, like fold them all up, and then they will still sit there. I'm just like, it's the one thing I cannot just get down.
I feel like laundry is everybody's downfall, I swear. Laundry be the thing that take us out.
Well, you know, when you got, you know, kids too, it's a plethora of laundry. And a person like me, if I'm getting ready for something, I don't do a good job putting things on and putting it back on the hanger. So it just, for me, things be piling up real quick.
Oh, absolutely. There's beads and feathers all over my closet. My husband be like,
oh my gosh. So with, you've been giving some really good advice, and I love that you're touching on mom and just the self-care part. Cause like I said, that is very much a lot of what we talk about on the podcast. And, with you being, you know, a fashion designer, a mom, a wife, what would you say, would be your best advice for someone who is either trying to be an entrepreneur or specifically a fashion designer?
Ooh. In the fashion designer area, I honestly would say do you, because there's no and kill out the background noise. Mm-hmm. As a fashion designer, you're creative, which means you have a creative voice. Mm-hmm. Just as a painter, a sculptor, it's almost like a form of storytelling. Tell your story in the way of putting fabrics together. And just learn by trial and error. I feel like that is one of the best ways. And just start getting your work out there. Mm-hmm.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard what she said?
Especially now in the world of social media.
Get y'all's work out there. Post the content. No one's going to know you're there unless you put it out. I love that you said that.
I feel like you're yelling at me because I cannot be posting content.
Post the content, Chastity.
And then being an entrepreneur as a mom, because not only is it fashion design, it is now acting. So now I get called to do those jobs. And then I'm adding another thing that I'm launching on my plate, but I'm launching it with my 2 older daughters. And it's a form of building connection with them, teaching them about entrepreneurship if they want to go that route. I'm not going to push them. If they want to go corporate, you go corporate, girl. I'm going to support you, back you 100%. But we're launching a new creative business together soon, and just to teach them, just for us to build connection. But as a mompreneur, entrepreneur, finding the balance and then taking care of yourself is important, because you can burn out quick. There's only I don't know what clock Beyonce has and how she could fit everything into her day, but I'm trying to find it. I feel like she live in a whole different vortex or alternate universe, because nah, Beyonce got the means to do
No,
self-care.
it's just
that
like,
girl.
no.
That girl will fly to Bali and be like, I'm taking a week off and
Okay,
put my toes
see you
in the
later.
sand. But yeah, just nurturing yourself to make sure you're in the best mental space to produce work.
Yeah.
Well, for me, even if I'm not in the best mental space, that inspires me to create something.
Yeah.
Like my next collection is inspired by like the boss mom world and coming out of postpartum. That's something that's not talked about a lot. That's something that has been I don't even want to say frowned upon, but pushed to the side.
Yeah.
Most moms don't want to talk about their intrusive thoughts that happen through postpartum. But I'm just gonna leave all of that out on the runway now. It's not gonna be like tragic looking, but it's just getting all those. It's like a release. So if you're creative in any field, release, because you don't know who your artwork is going to touch. And then do your check-ins with your family.
Yes, that is really good. I think too, like even just what you talking about postpartum, I know for, my postpartum was definitely a little, I mean, everyone's postpartum is different, right? But that is just something that it does take time. I don't think we be fully feeling a little bit ourselves until about that year start approaching, and not everybody snaps back as quickly as others. And I think it is that mental part as well. It's like our hormones. It's so much that we're trying to do, trying to keep it together. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of women feel like they need to have is having it together. Like, girl, sis, it is okay to not have it together. It's just like, make sure that you're good, make sure your baby's good, make sure your family's good, because health is wealth. It don't matter what else is going on. If your health ain't right, nothing's gonna work. Everything's gonna feel wrong because you're not in that space. So that is such a big topic that, if you're going through postpartum as a mom, or even if you just have kids, like, it's okay to not be okay. That's why you have your community to fall on. Also just, like we've been talking about, see a therapist if you need that professional help. I think that we need to see you here, and the world is so much greater with you in it. So, it really is. And I'm so happy that, you're even just touching on these subjects too, and I think it just shows character too, because it's like, as much as, the things that you do, and, you still have, there's just that foundation that I can see that you're wanting to create with yourself, with your kids. Because, this is the next generation we're getting ready to dish out there, So we want to see everyone doing great. We want to see everyone winning. I think that all the things that you're doing has been amazing, and I'm so happy we've crossed paths. We want to know what you got coming up though. what you got in the queue, sis.
Oh my God. So the collection that I just spoke about, it will make its debut at the Boss Lady Awards. I think that's April 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me put that in my calendar.
Yes, girl. You have to be there. I mean, there's something else I can't speak on yet.
Okay, so we got some exclusiveness coming. Okay, we like that. I was hoping she was gonna say something like that.
Get back. But no, it's onward and upward. What I'm still trying to make sure that I create enough of a balance, because I am somebody who can go. Learning to say no to things that's not going to fully serve me.
Yes. So important.
And just creating more
content.
Yeah.
There you go. Yay. There you go. Oh, I cannot wait to see. Girl, honestly, you're going to do so good. I think, honestly, content creation it's really a habit. Like, it feels uncomfortable, especially like if you are introverted, right? But I do feel like it is a habit. Like, for me, little did y'all know, it's funny that I have a podcast, right? Because, I'm talking, this is something I do. But little quick fun fact, I did not like the sound of my voice. Like, when I was doing YouTube back in the day, I would cringe just hearing myself. And it just was the whole thing. And it's just like, it's so crazy, like, how something that you didn't like is like your superpower.
That
you
is
know?
so funny.
Yeah.
I don't like my voice either.
Yeah.
And I have been recognized twice by people in Houston at a fabric store. I recognize your voice.
Yeah.
What that mean? Because what does that mean? Listening to myself on Project Runway.
Really?
I was like, dang, I am country, man. Because
I feel like I get taught that all the time too, but hey,
man,
you can't take it out of us.
And my husband is from Detroit, so listening to his family make fun of me is just so like, it's certain words.
It's connections for me because my ex-husband's from Detroit.
Really?
Girl, yes. I'm like, okay. That is so funny. Well, you ain't say less, sis. Say less.
Yeah, it's the voice thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but no, yeah. So I think it is just one of those things. It's a little uncomfortable because I mean, trust me, you're not the only one that I talk to that I'm like, I look at, even just yourself. I'm like, girl, you are full of character. You're genuine. Like even just the stuff that you just talked about with between moms, checking in with your kids, things like that. Like that's not something like if you mind or don't mind your kids being in your content, those are just things that you could talk about because those are things for people of color who will look up to you may or may not have thought about doing something like that. So sometimes it's just always just that awareness sometimes people need.
Yeah.
So agree. I'm gonna get you right. We gonna get you right.
I honestly would agree, especially like with the whole glamorous side. You see all of you see not even, I mean, sharing every day-to-day stuff. I just want people to know, because for some reason, some people, I went to an all-star event in California, and a representative from Microsoft was there, and I was just going to introduce myself. I reached my hand out, and this lady started jumping around in circles. I mean, well, shit. So I started jumping with her because I was like, well, what we doing, girl? And she was a fan. And then she started crying. And that made me emotional. And I'm just like, that's crazy that people see me like this just from me.
You never know who's watching, girl.
Being myself and me sharing my talent. But I'm like, well, if this type of, if everyone sees this light that I have, maybe I should start giving that part, because I did express certain emotions on Project Runway, and I did think about like, okay, well maybe I should just briefly start talking about that, because there which designer was that? Ooh, I just had a brain fart. And it was a female designer who committed suicide. There's a lot of creatives who get into like a bad head fog, right? But I don't see a lot of creatives talking about, I'm not okay this day, and I don't know how to get out of it. Right. And I feel like if social media can have a side where we do have the glamour, because I love seeing people put fits together and go out. Yeah. And they live their best life overseas, but I also want to see how did you get out of that depression stage, especially for moms? Yeah. If we can have more moms, especially in the Black community, share that. Yeah. I feel like we will be able to, even virtually lean on each other. Like, oh, sis, I had that happen last week. I didn't know. I thought I was the only one. I see that a lot. So if I were to share that side, it would definitely be just to share experiences, connect with other moms. Yeah. It's going to be so hard.
And I feel like too, because, and I feel like for me, I know I have a lot of people that are in my stories because I do kind of like to bring people along the day. I've been slacking a little bit because the girl been busy. It's the one woman show here, but that again, people are nosy, and I think people do just want to see the behind the scenes. So whether it's just like you picking up fabric or your process of whatever it is that you're doing, I actually want to get back into like my motivational reels where I would come on, and because I feel like Spirit talks to me a lot, where I feel like led to like express certain things, or just those mindful talks where I'm just kind of expressing certain things for people to be either aware or just be more mindful of. But girl, it don't gotta be too deep, and I think, girl, you're gonna be just fine. You're gonna be just fine. You just once you get comfortable, you just gotta get comfortable. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Let me tell you something. If I start dressing Beyonce, I'm walking around with shades on with a mink in the summertime in Houston.
She said, don't come for me, okay?
Yes.
Mind your business. Oh my goodness. So I I think, was there anything outside of any other advice that you want to give or leave with the people? And then I also want you to let them know where they can find you.
No, I think I've given all of the advice. Hopefully y'all take that to heart.
She has some good gems.
I didn't know I was gonna have gems today.
Yeah, no.
Gosh.
You don't see it shining on them. You dropped them.
Okay.
You dropped them, girl.
But y'all can find me. My fashion design page is at Chastity Surreal, and then my personal / acting page is at the Chastity J.
Yes.
Because I am Surreal Jenkins now.
She's like, aw. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. It was so good having you on. I'm so glad we were able to make this happen, because I was like, we have to have my girl on here. She is popping big shit, and I definitely just wanted to give you your flowers, and you are doing amazing. I love that I got to connect with you a little bit more personally, as I knew you were amazing already. I just feel like I really do feel like I do attract like those like-minded people. I think I've done the work where it's just like I said, that discernment. You just can kind of feel. Like, girl, I can feel before I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And it just was really nice to be able to just chat with you and just get more about, just you as a person, what you're doing, what I know you're continuing to do. You got me in your pocket for whatever, because this girl right here, the fact that you're self-taught to me is still mind-blowing.
Oh, thank you.
Like, truly, like, keep doing it, because you feel me. I know you do. But yes, guys, thank you guys for joining in. Please hit that subscribe button. Help your girl out. Share this to someone that may benefit from this episode, and we will catch you guys on the next.